Hello ladies and gentlemen, Luthau here, and welcome back to Warhammer Odyssey. So we're back with more news. From the sounds of it, it's getting very close to the next updates, which I do look forward to. Before we start, they did do a application to be able to join their beta testing team, so that you could test out early builds before they become to the live servers, which I thought was pretty cool. I signed up from today. I was able to get in, so that's cool. Of course, everything's under NDA, so you can't really say anything, sadly. So unless they say otherwise, I can't really say anything apart from what news they give us. So yeah, so without further ado, let's get right into what they've been giving us for the weekly updates. So the first weekly updates, basically giving a reminder that these are weekly updates to give an insight on what the studio is working on and all the most recent information about the next releases. Of course, like they say, yeah, go on their Discord, make sure your notifications are turned on for the official news design. So they said they've completed the bounty board from last week, but they've been spending time polishing the experience around balancing the bounty board shop and its rewards, as well as finishing the side quest for the sewers, as they expect to have the sewers features fully complete for this month. They've also completed changes to XP and gold rewards for when you're in a group, as well as the mob's star rating, so the higher the rating equals higher rewards, which is good because that's what we've always wanted, because in my opinion, a higher skilled enemy should yield more gold as well as more XP, because you know they're tougher and you know they should give you more XP or more gold because of their skull rating. So it gives you more incentive to attack those higher skulled enemies and just keeping to the normal skulled enemies, because you know you're not going to get much of a difference. So that is good that they are doing that. Art. So they've been working on additional fashion for classes to basically make them look cool, as well as adapting the new basic attack animations to the other genders, and they've also worked on both specs for Archmage, which is cool. So they've also finished the first dungeons layout, which is cool, and they've also been working on the polish for the Beastman Cave as they work on enemy encounters and boss fights, and that we can expect the new Beastman Cave to arrive sometime after the sewers level. So the Beastman Cave, is that hinting towards the Drakwell Forest Cave, the one that got blocked off sometime patches ago? If so, that's cool. Maybe these bosses we saw when we went in there are getting actual mechanics to them. If so, that is cool. So it'd be, again, kind of like an open world dungeon, unless they're going to change it into an instance. That will be unknown, but hopefully something cool will come from it. And then programming, they've just been doing additional playtests as well as bug fixes and polishing. So, and then they teased, then they showed off some concept art for the first dungeon. The dungeon is looking really cool, going by the concept art. You know, it's Skaven related, so we are going to be going up against Skaven enemies. What level the dungeon will be, again, is very unknown. I'm hoping it'll be a max level dungeon, because in my opinion there's no point setting it to low level, because most of your player base is probably going to be at the high level content due to the grinding. So hopefully it'll be end-game, basically a dungeon, an end-game dungeon, so that it gives us something to do, something to grind for, and of course loot to obtain in there, as well as hopefully there'll be like rare loot. That'd be quite cool to get. So we'll have to see. So the next weekly news they gave us was that basically this was going on about what I mentioned at the beginning of this video. It was like they were doing a forum thing, so you can join them to do playtests for them, give feedback, as well as help them with basically carving out the game of what it should be. So it's basically helping improve the game and get it to where it should be. But of course now it could be closed. I can't remember if it has been closed, but if it's been closed, then they'll most likely do another one at some point. So do keep an eye out if you want to give your honest feedback as well as help make the game better. Design. So they're just saying again that the bounty boards is coming in the next update, which is cool. The quest rewards, vendor shops and prices are all finalised, and basically it's ready for the players to give their feedback on in the closed playtest, which I'll be doing at some point when I can, when I'm not busy working. Designing. They've also been designing and implementing fight mechanics for several bosses which were completed as well. Now hopefully these mechanics are interesting, not like just, you know, like, oh, they apply a dot to you and it does this amount of damage, you know, stuff like that. I hope they're actually mechanics like really well thought out, so we'll have to see. I mean, it could be good, could be bad, we don't know, we'll see. Art. So they said they've done some new attack animations which were approved by Game Workshop for alternate genders for those classes, and now we're getting some treatment, which is nice to see. They've also focused on the VFX and modelling for new bosses to be used across various contents in the future, i.e. dungeons, world bosses, quests, etc., which is cool. Been doing improvements to Drakewell Forest Cave and the NAF mesh for improved AI pathing required for new types of fight mechanics in instant dungeons. Now that sounds cool. It means that they've probably got interesting mechanics going on here. Hopefully like ones that like require you to actually move out of the way of enemy movement, like, you know, you see like in other MMOs, like they have the radius of where the boss is about to do something, like maybe a boss like will jump to a corner and you have to dodge it, or you get hit by a lot of damage, or they have like a cleave that you have to move. Like interesting mechanics that require you dodging and your movement position and stuff like that. So we'll have to see what this will be. I mean, you know, it's all good talking about it, but it's seeing it to see what happens. So it'd be cool to see what they have in stock for us. And then programming is just them going over them saying they're getting ready to release closed playtest stuff and to support the influx of new testers and stuff like that. And then they gave a teaser to a Skaven Warlock Engineer doing like a attack animation. My guess is this is actually going to be a boss because of how he looks. Like he looks a bit more yeah, more of a Skaven boss in my opinion. It looks like he's kind of doing like a laser attack, so I'm guessing we're gonna have to dodge out of a laser or something like that he shoots. So we'll have to see. I mean, he looks really cool, and it's promising that they're bringing in pretty cool, interesting Skaven enemies. As you know, the Skavens we got at the moment in Drakewell Forest are, you know, pretty basic and all, but this one's kind of upping the scale of what we are going to be having to go up against in the first dungeon. So it's going to be cool to see what this first dungeon will bring, as this is going to give us an idea of what future dungeons will be like, and maybe even how much harder they can get. So the last weekly update, they just went over a few things. They've recently got 2 new designers, so that's cool. More the merrier, as I say. And they've been doing mod placements and creating new skills for both enemies and players, so that's really cool. So it might mean that we might see newer skills faster later down the road, so that'd be pretty cool. Art. The art team apparently has been focusing largely on research and concepting various types of enemies for the game, which is pretty cool. So it means we might get more different types of NPCs to fight against, so it doesn't get boring or repetitive fighting the same enemy type over and over again. As well as fleshing out quest bosses, so that's cool that they're introducing quests that require you to kill bosses as a group, maybe, well, most likely. But you know, it's good that they're giving group content as well in a sense of quests. And then apparently the environment team has been also making progress on the new area in the wastelands for more pestilence-ridden creatures of the old world. So this is where we have to guess where in the wastelands are adding. My guess would be it would be the near the beach where you go to this hidden quest area, and then if of course once you've done the hidden quest area, it's completely like blocked off or even just empty when you go around the corner. So it could be that they're setting up new stuff there. or it could be in a totally different area, like maybe the bottom of the map, that there's going to be new enemies. So it's a random guess. I mean, tell me what you think where the enemies will be. I think near the beach area where that hidden quest is. If you haven't watched that video, please go watch it. And yeah, that's my guess. So what's your guess? And then programming, there's just been doing more minor fixes, minor touching up, and of course improving the foundation of the game. Programming, so it's just been doing minor adjustments, improving the foundation of the game. As I said, it's come a long way since February, so that's good that they've managed to make a lot of progress with the engine of the game, as well as just the game in general. And yeah, so that is it for these weekly update. As it's been 3 so far, and I just want to talk about them as they seem to have made a lot of progress, and it seems like we're getting closer and closer to a date to when the live version of this update will come. The bounty system sounds good. It sounds like they're trying to make this a thing where you do daily to again get decent rewards. Again, I have no idea what these rewards are. Hopefully they're something cool that are worthwhile getting, so they keep you coming back for more. As well as they keep teasing about this dungeon, the first ever dungeon, which is sounding good. So we just gotta see if it's good when it releases, and hopefully it will be. So yeah. So anyway, thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys next time. Peace out.